Simon was a young man with big dreams. He lived in a small village surrounded by green hills and dusty roads. Every few weeks, he discovered a new passion. One month, he wanted to open the biggest shop in the village. The next month, he wanted to become a talented potter. After that, he dreamed of building beautiful furniture. Simon always had ideas, but there was one problem. Before starting anything, he told everyone about it. Whenever he had a new plan, he proudly announced it to the whole village. One day he stood in the busy marketplace and shouted, "Soon I will own the biggest shop in this village." People smiled and praised him. "That's amazing, Simon. You're going to do great." Simon felt proud and excited. That night he slept with a huge smile on his face. But the next morning, when it was time to actually begin working, the excitement disappeared. Days passed, and the shop was never opened. A few weeks later, Simon had another dream. This time he wanted to learn pottery. Again, he gathered people around him and declared confidently, "I'm going to make the most beautiful clay pots anyone has ever seen." Once again, people clapped and praised him, but after a few days he stopped practicing. The clay remained untouched. This happened again and again. Simon kept talking about dreams, but he never completed anything. Years passed. Slowly, people stopped taking him seriously. Some laughed quietly whenever he shared a new idea. Others ignored him completely. Deep inside, Simon felt ashamed and confused. "Why do I always fail?" he wondered. One evening, Simon sat beside an old stone well near the edge of the village. An elderly man walked toward him slowly. The old man was respected by everyone because of his wisdom. He sat beside Simon and gently asked, "Why are you so troubled, my son?" Simon sighed deeply. "I have many dreams," he said softly, "but I never finish anything. I start excited, then lose all motivation." The old man nodded. "Tell me," he asked, "what do you do when you get a new idea?" "I tell everyone about it," Simon replied. "I want people to believe in me." The old man smiled slightly. "Come to my garden tomorrow morning," he said. "I want to show you something." The next day, Simon visited the old man's small garden. The elder held 2 tiny seeds in his hands. He gave one seed to Simon. "Plant this in the soil," he said. Simon buried the seed carefully beneath the dirt. Then the old man lifted the second seed high into the air and loudly called nearby children. "Look, everyone," he announced. "This seed will become a huge, beautiful tree someday." The children clapped excitedly. The old man then placed the seed on top of a rock under the hot sun. Days passed. Every morning, the old man quietly watered the buried seed. Slowly, a tiny green sprout appeared from the soil. Week after week, it continued growing stronger. Meanwhile, the seed left on the rock slowly dried out and disappeared. One morning, Simon looked at the growing plant and finally understood. The old man turned to him and said softly, "A seed grows in silence. It needs protection before becoming strong." He pointed toward the empty rock. But when a seed is left exposed, it never grows. Simon listened carefully. The elder continued, "Dreams are the same. When you speak about them too early, your mind feels rewarded before the work is done. The praise makes you feel successful before you've earned it." Simon lowered his eyes. For the first time, he realized the truth. That night, Simon made a decision. He chose one simple goal. He wanted to build a wooden chair, but this time, he told no one. Every evening after work, Simon quietly practiced shaping wood inside his small house. Some days were difficult. Pieces broke apart. His hands became sore, but he kept going. No applause, no announcements, just quiet work. Weeks later, Simon finally finished the chair. He stared at it silently. For the first time in his life, he felt real pride, not from talking, but from completing something with his own hands. The next morning, a neighbor noticed the chair outside Simon's home. "Simon," he said in surprise, "this is beautiful. When did you make this?" Simon smiled quietly. "I've been working on it for a while." Word slowly spread through the village, but this time Simon did not stop. He quietly built tables, shelves, and stools. Year after year, he improved his craft in silence. Eventually, he became one of the most respected craftsmen in the village. People admired him not because of his promises, but because of his results. And Simon finally understood an important truth. Dreams grow stronger in silence. Not every goal needs to be announced. Sometimes the best thing you can do is stay quiet, keep working, and let your success speak for itself. Because the world does not reward loud promises, it rewards consistent action.